The man that you are about to see, Jonathan Quiles, he sits in jail waiting for trial, accused of killing his niece, 16-year-old Iyana Sawyer, who police believe was pregnant with his child.
That
100%
okay,
DNA.
you say that you guys got my DNA, and I'm saying there's no fucking way that you guys got my DNA.
How she must have been suffering.
Everything he's told us is lining up. Your job's cooperating. They're pulling all the video.
Yeah.
They've got the cadaver dog back there in the back.
My team
I'm telling
looking,
you.
your boss is helping.
Yeah.
We've got dogs in that yard.
They found a car.
It's the little
When
things
we went out
too.
there, they found a car with blood in it.
Welcome back to Monsters Among Us. In today's episode, we dive into the chilling case of Iyana Sawyer, a bright and promising teenager whose life was tragically cut short. Beneath her radiant smile lay a dark and unexpected fate at the hands of someone no one could have imagined. In 2018, 16-year-old Iyana Sawyer was living in Jacksonville, Florida, and navigating her sophomore year of high school. But Iyana wasn't your average teenager. She was an honor student, deeply committed to her studies and driven to succeed academically. Despite her demanding schedule, she found time for extracurriculars like track and field, balancing her ambition with a passion for sports. Iyana's hard work hadn't gone unnoticed. College scholarships were already within reach, an incredible achievement for someone still 2 years from graduation. Her future was bright, filled with hope and endless possibilities. But as we'll soon discover, that promising future would be tragically cut short. To her family, Iyana was the heart of their home, loving, nurturing, and always lifting everyone's spirits. She had a smile that could light up any room, and her younger cousins adored her, seeing her as the perfect role model. Family gatherings were filled with laughter and warmth, but beneath the surface, a dark secret was quietly unfolding, one that no one saw coming until it was too late. On December 3rd, 2018, Iyana dropped a bombshell that left her mother, Kimberly, reeling. She was pregnant. The news hit like a lightning bolt. Kimberly had no idea her daughter was even in a relationship, let alone expecting a child. Fear and uncertainty consumed her as she worried about how this would impact Iyana's future. Iyana had always dreamed of becoming a doctor or a lawyer, but now, as a potentially unwed teenage mother, those dreams seemed much harder to achieve. But then, something shifted. The first time Kimberly felt the baby kick, she was overwhelmed with emotion. In that moment, she fell in love with her grandchild and made a vow to stand by Iyana's side, determined to be the support her daughter needed. No matter how difficult the road ahead, Kimberly refused to let Iyana face the challenges of pregnancy alone. Kimberly scheduled an OB/GYN appointment for her daughter on December 13th, 2018, eager to understand what lay ahead. What they learned during that visit turned their world upside down. Iyana wasn't just newly pregnant, she was already 22 weeks along and expecting a baby girl. In an instant, the gravity of the situation deepened, but despite the whirlwind of changes, Iyana was overjoyed. She beamed with pride as she picked out a name for her daughter, Hazel. Determined to embrace motherhood, she was confident she could balance being a young mom, staying in school, and holding on to her dreams. As Kimberly tried to process the flood of emotions, excitement began to ripple through the family. But one pressing question lingered: who was the father? When Kimberly asked, Iyana revealed the father's name, Jose. Kimberly's mind raced. Based on the timeline, Iyana likely became pregnant in July, while she was still just 15. That month stood out. Iyana and her sister had spent time at their grandparents' house in Georgia. Kimberly began piecing things together, thinking perhaps Iyana had met Jose there. What she had assumed was an innocent summer trip now seemed to hold a secret that had left her daughter pregnant. On the morning of December 19th, Kimberly headed to work, believing her children were safely at school. But a few hours later, her day took a terrifying turn. She received a call from the school. Iyana hadn't shown up to class. Even more alarming, surveillance footage showed her leaving the building around 11 a.m. Panic began to creep in. Iyana wasn't the type to skip class, but Kimberly tried to reassure herself that it might just be typical teenage rebellion. However, when Iyana didn't return home on the school bus, Kimberly's concern escalated into full-blown dread. She frantically reached out to family and friends, hoping someone had heard from her daughter. But when no one had, the cold reality began to sink in. Something was terribly wrong. Kimberly immediately left work, her mind racing as she began the frantic search for her missing daughter. As her sister contacted local authorities to file a missing persons report, Kimberly tore through Iyana's room, searching for any clue that might explain her disappearance. That's when she noticed something unsettling. Several of Iyana's Victoria's Secret bras, underwear, and other clothes were missing. Could she have run away? Kimberly couldn't wrap her head around it. They had always been so close. Why would Iyana leave without a word? A knot of fear twisted in her stomach, the growing realization that her daughter's disappearance might be far more sinister than she had ever imagined. The next day, a friend of Iyana's came forward with shocking information. She revealed that Iyana had confided in her about staying with a man for about 2 weeks. When Kimberly asked for the man's name, her heart sank at the response, Jonathan Quiles. Kimberly was in disbelief. Jonathan Quiles wasn't a stranger. He was her brother-in-law, Iyana's uncle. He had been in a relationship with Kimberly's sister Naomi for 5 years, and the couple was expecting their second child. Iyana had spent countless hours at their home, often babysitting their young child, sometimes alone with Jonathan when Naomi was away at work. In 2017, the year before Iyana's disappearance, she'd spent even more time at their house than usual. Jonathan had broken his femur and was out of work, while Naomi's job as a truck driver kept her on the road for long stretches. Naomi had relied heavily on Iyana's help with their baby, trusting Jonathan with her niece. But beneath the surface, there were dark suspicions. Naomi had once feared that Jonathan may have been inappropriate with Iyana and her sister. She'd confronted them, but both girls denied anything was wrong. Trusting her nieces, Naomi stayed with Jonathan, unaware of the monstrous secrets he was hiding or the nightmare that was about to unfold. Interestingly, some family members had harbored quiet suspicions about Jonathan for a while. After learning that Iyana was pregnant, one family member boldly voiced their fear in a group chat. They believed Jonathan could be the father of Iyana's baby. The accusation sent shockwaves through the family. Naomi, fiercely protective of Jonathan, was outraged. She quickly fired back, saying they didn't need to wait for the baby to be born to prove her man's innocence with a DNA test. At that moment, Naomi was still standing by Jonathan, defending him against the growing storm of doubt. But with this disturbing new detail about Jonathan, detectives knew they had to act fast. On December 27th, they arrived at Naomi and Jonathan's home, determined to bring him in for questioning. They needed to know more about his connection to Iyana and, more importantly, if he knew anything about her sudden disappearance.
Because
No problem.
believe it or not, I found people hiding in closets and underneath beds, and we thought they were missing. It's like, no, they're out here the whole time, you know?
We have not, problem.
We had
Yeah.
communication prior
whatsoever.
to her going missing
Yeah.
because of different
It was
issues
just,
that the family
Oh,
was
okay.
We've been having a bit of
our
a family
communication-
issue.
I
know.
don't.
I used to be on the job too in New York. You know, I know you find crazy stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah.
But you know, we literally had their kids, her kids, for summers. You know,
Yeah.
summer at a time, and then you know,
And by there, I mean all
weekends,
four.
like
All
all
four.
of them. And you know, it's just like if we knew where she was at,
we would have been the first ones to grab her ass and bring her over.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
It's
posting
just-
stuff on
it's
our
just
Facebook
don't-
trying to
yeah.
find her the same way they are. It's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Even though we're not speaking.
I don't know. So you guys, when was the last time you all saw her then?
Last time they stayed the night over here, which was before, it was in November. The end of
November?
Last
Okay,
week in
okay.
November, we had all four of them over here.
Just always complaining. And, you know, and I always tell her, like, look, first of all, your mom is your mom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your mom loves the hell out of you no matter what. And I always would say, always pick her mom. So mom the best mom? Not at all. You know what I'm saying? She comes home.
She's still a mom.
Yeah, she's a mom. You know what I'm saying? We only get one.
Yeah.
But I explained to them, I was like, listen, your situation is fucking awesome compared to my situation growing up. You know what I mean? I had a real rough one growing up. Just, you know, stay focused in school. Stay focused. You want to get out the house, the right way is
Keep your
graduate
school,
early.
yeah.
And then, no, she's honor student. Like,
That's
big
good.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, big time. She's an honor student. And, you know, she's doing everything that she needs to do to go ahead and make a transition to get out and go to college. And I was like, well, that's the best way, you know, that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
This thing is just, I'm stressed. If I check my phone right now with my finger on it, like the Samsung, oh man, that damn thing would be probably all the way to the roof. My ears are hot. And when I asked her about it, she said that she knows who the father was, but she ain't saying.
Oh, she did know?
Yeah, she knows who the father of the child was. And she just, but then, you know what I'm saying? You can't really take anything that she's saying serious because now that she's been gone, all this stuff that's been going on, going around, she's been dealing with this dude and that dude and this other one is something that she was dealing with cousins at the same time. That one's supposed to be the baby father or something, you know, and the other one she's dealing with. So I question literally everything.
In January, Joseph, Jonathan's own brother, walked into the local police station with a shocking revelation. He disclosed that on the day Iyana went missing, Jonathan had called him repeatedly. At first, Joseph ignored the calls, but eventually, he returned his brother's message. What Jonathan confessed during that conversation left Joseph horrified. Jonathan admitted he believed Iyana's baby was his and feared that her giving birth would ruin everything: his relationship with Naomi, his life, his future. In his desperation to avoid the consequences of his actions, he made an unthinkable decision. He told Joseph that he had lured Iyana to the junkyard where he worked, making her a heartbreaking promise. They would run away together and leave everything behind. For Iyana, it was a dream come true. She trusted him, her hopes for a new life blinding her to the danger ahead. But Jonathan had a far more sinister plan. When Iyana arrived, full of hope, he attacked her. First, he tried to strangle her, but when she fought back, he pulled out a gun and shot her in the chest, killing both her and her unborn daughter in a matter of minutes. Stunned and disgusted, Joseph pressed his brother for more details. How long had he been planning this? Jonathan admitted, without emotion, that he had been plotting Iyana's murder for months. He claimed he had asked her to terminate the pregnancy, and when she refused, he felt there was no other option but to handle the situation himself. Even though Jonathan confided in Joseph back in December, it took weeks for Joseph to come forward. The weight of his brother's horrific confession gnawed at him, until finally, he made the agonizing decision to do what was right and go to the police. Before going to the authorities, Joseph sent Jonathan a heart-wrenching message that would ultimately seal his brother's fate. In the message, Joseph expressed his deep sorrow and regret, telling Jonathan that, though it tore him apart to betray his own brother, he could no longer stay silent. He admitted that while he would hate to lose Jonathan as his brother, he had to do this for Iyana's family. It was a moment of devastating clarity. Joseph knew the truth had to come out, no matter the cost. This courageous act would soon become the turning point in the investigation, leading to long-awaited justice for Iyana and her unborn daughter.
Right, but her mom wasn't in the room, so I let her do that. I gave her her respect. But she said things that weren't nice about herself. And that's when you know someone's being genuine. Because they cut the shit and they just say it like it is. Right? Because it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to put it on the table. It's like ripping a Band-Aid off or jumping in a cold pool. You just got to go for it or you'll be tiptoeing all day long. And we can tiptoe, Jonathan, all day long.
It's nothing to tiptoe about.
I don't want to tiptoe. And I'm telling you right now, she said things that were not complimenting.
I understand that.
And she was very descriptive and very clear. And we discussed the diary, and she was clear about the diary. And she said, Iyana's a jealous girl. She is jealous. Who was she jealous of? And she was real clear. She was jealous of you. I mean, one word from you, one Snapchat from you, and she's in a tailspin. And that's, you know what? As a female, I can tell you, that's what first loves do. They're your most deep love of all. I can tell you about my first love many years ago. That wasn't the love of my life. It was my first love, the most intense. That's when you're like crazy. Crazy love. You do anything for them. If they say hop in the car, you hop in the car. If they want to take you for a ride, you just go. If you want to just quit school and go live in New York, well, you'll just go do it. Because you're crazy in love and you're not even thinking rational. You know, it's like watching someone play house. Really. Now, I say that as an older woman. But I got to tell you, when I was her age, it would have made perfect sense. You fall in love and you think, oh, we're going to go get a house and set up shop. And I'm not even thinking about how we're going to make a living. Or that I'm underage, or that I don't have my education. That's how crazy love is. When you're crazy in love. You're very gullible. Okay? And she's gullible. She was gullible. And she was madly in love.
Yeah,
for over a year.
Yeah.
Over a year.
I'm sorry.
And then I have DNA. Then I have DNA in the pants that will not go away. Listen, I wouldn't be this calm. I would be working you over a little bit more. But that seals my deal. But, and like I said, we can shelf that part. Because at this point, Detective Abbott and I are more concerned with more pressing issue.
Okay,
and
yeah.
notice we're not looking for Iyana.
Yeah.
We're saying closure for the family.
I don't have any deal with Iyana's disappearance, and that's just what it's gonna be. I'm sorry, and you guys are charging me with it.
No. I'm not charging you with that. I have an accusation from Samaya.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's very descriptive. So I'm not charging you at this point with anything with Iyana.
So
I'm wanting closure.
I can't give you any closure that I can't give you any closure. I have nothing to do with. I'm sorry. I wish I can help you. I can't.
I think you absolutely could if you wanted to.
No, I can't.
I know this sucks.
No, this is
there's no way.
beyond sucks.
There's no way to turn back the time. What happened. We know that.
That's.
I just need you to tell me what happened.
I can't give you anything that I don't know anything about. I can't give you anything. I understand, you guys got a job to do or whatnot, but you are looking at the wrong person. I have nothing to do with that girl disappearing whatsoever. Now, Samaya, in that situation, you will figure out that this is all bogus. And I have nothing to do with this either.
That may be the case.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm looking at the wrong guy.
Well, I'm sorry, then you know what? You just guys got to charge me for whatever you got to do, unless you have any other questions for me, or send me on my way. I don't need no water. Right now, I'm just beyond just baffled that I'm a person of interest in the disappearance of my niece. And then also, what you're saying here as far as DNA goes, there's no way. See, because you
100%.
you say that
100%.
okay,
DNA.
you say that you guys got my DNA, and I'm saying there's no fucking way that you guys got my DNA, because I've never, ever been disrespectful to my wife or to any of these girls whatsoever.
Give us a moment. You sure you don't want the water?
I'm good. I just, whenever you guys are done with me, I can go. That'll be great.
All right.
Thank you.
Detectives spent a significant amount of time interrogating Jonathan, aiming to gather more evidence linking him to Iyana's disappearance. Their ultimate objective was to break him under pressure.
Hold on.
Just a few more things.
So that's her,
That's Iyana.
right? So I know I am real close with my siblings. I have a brother, constant pain in my butt. But to this day, I just love him. Do you have siblings?
That's my brother.
And are you twin?
No.
Oh, is
2
he
years
older or
apart.
younger?
Older.
He's older. You guys get along?
For the most part, yeah. Our relationship has never been, you know,
But down and down, y'all love each other. You got each other back.
I guess.
Yeah, because I know if something happened to me, my brother would go straight redneck right behind me and showing his butt.
Correct.
I count on it, right? But we don't always see eye to eye either. So, can you tell me why the brother that has your back would make a phone call and tell us in such great detail, how she must have been suffering?
Everything he's told us is lining up. Your job's cooperating. They're pulling all the video.
Yeah.
They've got the cadaver dog back there in the back where the old cars are.
Yeah.
Okay. We tracked down the dumpster who picked it up, confirmed that it was picked up on the same day, just like you told them.
What? Like I told who? My brother?
Your brother?
Mhm.
No.
How would someone in New York know all these things?
Me and my brother talk a lot. And
Yeah.
Threw her
That's
phone off
right.
the bridge.
Yeah.
How
No.
would he know so many details? And honey, he's in another state.
Yeah.
He's describing your workplace. He's like laying it out.
I've been
But why
on
would
video
he do that?
chat with him.
Why would he
multiple
do that
times.
though?
Video chat's not going to cover all that. You know that.
No. Video chat. I've been on with video chat, and he knows my workplace because I stay.
No.
I work.
Besides that, he is so detailed.
I don't know what he have told you.
He told us.
He told us the truth.
No.
He told us you tried choking her.
No.
Listen to me. Look at me, hon. It's a very personal thing.
Yeah.
To choke someone. And he said that it was making you sick.
No.
And it was making you sick looking at her face, probably listening to her. She was probably begging you, gurgling,
Panicked.
panicked.
I'm so sorry, guys.
And he said that
This is
you
not.
got really upset
No.
and then you ended up shooting her.
No.
I don't know why your brother would say all that. I mean, is he as imaginative as Samaya?
No.
Do you know
my
what
brother,
I mean?
my brother, he sent me a message stating that he was gonna go
So he
over
told
to the
you?
police. Oh yeah, absolutely. He said he sent me a message today that he was
Well,
gonna
why
go
would
to the
he
police.
do that? He's your
Now,
brother and you love each other. Why? What would even
No.
make him want to do that?
Yeah, look, my brother Joe. I don't know what the hell is going on with him, but
But he loves you.
I assume he does. I mean,
He does.
yeah.
Go ahead and talk.
My brother, when Iyana first went missing or whatnot, he asked me. He's like, "Yo, where is Iyana? Where is Iyana?" And I was literally crying. You know, I spoke to my pastor prior to him talking to me. I was already crying, and I got people over at the job knows that I was all messed up, crying and doing all that there stuff. And he was like, you know, what's going on? What's going on? And I was like, dude, Iyana done disappeared. She hasn't made it home yet, you know. And he was like, well, where is she? Where is she? I was saying, I told him, like, because he kept on saying, where is she? And my response to him was, yeah, I got it tied up in the back. Like, start being sarcastic. And from that point on, after we, did the conversation, because I spoke to my wife after that and stuff like that, I didn't speak to him probably until maybe 3 days after that. I think it was after you guys came over to the house. And I explained to him, like, the homicide detectives came over to the house and all that. And he was like, man, what do you, what's going on and all that? And I said, they're just their routine thing. I gave them DNA or whatnot, whatever they asked for, I gave them. I'm compliant. I have nothing to hide. And he was like, man, yeah, that's just so messed up. Why are they looking at you, though? That was our conversation. And then comes, I believe, yesterday, he called me again, and he's all like, all fucked up, like all messed up. And I'm like, yo, dude, what the hell is going on with you? And he says, nah, I can't believe that you did that to that girl and all that there stuff. I was like, hold on, bro. How long you been feeling this since the last time we talked? He's like, yeah, I haven't been able to eat. I haven't been able to sleep and doing. I was like, dude, I could have put that shit to bed from the beginning. We always joke about, because my brother and our relationship that's all it's been. We grew up together, but his style of life didn't concur with my style of life. I was in, the NYPD auxiliary police office, and he was a drug dealer, so our life didn't, coincide with each other. So, we never been that tight. So anything that we've ever talked about was always on joking basis. Him being in love with a midget. You know what I'm saying? Him being with other women around his wife and all that dear stuff, because he's Muslim or whatnot. Everything has always been on a joking matter. Like, I would, I don't understand.
He wasn't joking when he called us.
Well, I obviously, because I'm sitting here, right here in front of you guys.
But Jonathan, you also know, you're telling us everything he said is bullshit. Right?
Yeah.
Straight 100% bullshit, even with all the details.
Correct. I don't even know where he got all them details from.
Just like it's bullshit that your DNA was found on that stuff with Iyana.
Yeah.
Which would maybe cause, semen causes the baby.
I guarantee you that ain't no bullshit.
Yeah.
That is not no bullshit, okay?
There's no way. There's no way. I'm telling you.
Look, shit has happened.
Yeah.
Okay? Things went bad, okay? I'm not trying to cuss, but I cuss all the time. Look, things happened. Things went too far. We know. It's over. This is done. This is totally over.
Saying that no way this could happen. This happens every day.
Yeah.
You can sit there and sit there and go over this 1,000 times and keep saying no. But we know
the DNA doesn't lie.
We know this happened. Okay. Your brother had too many details, and maybe you did walk through on the video chat or whatever. He knew things about the inside of that junkyard that he wouldn't know. He knew things about that bridge that's between your home and your work, where you told him you threw her phone off in the river.
No way.
And you're going to sit there and still say no.
We have a dive team looking. Your boss is helping.
Yeah.
We've got dogs in that yard.
They found a car.
It's the little things,
when we went out there, they found a car with blood in it.
No way.
Listen.
There's no way, man. I'm telling you. You guys,
Jonathan,
there's no way.
Jonathan.
This is your time to get right.
Devil is in the details. But let me tell you this, even. Just the little things throughout. Like, your name didn't come out of a hat. We're not picking on you. When they questioned you, and they were talking to you at your home.
What time?
Homicide. Okay? You mentioned to them that she had 38 pair of underwear.
No, my wife mentioned that.
Huh?
She said she took her prized possession, all her Victoria's Secret underwear, and you said 38 pair.
Yeah, no. Well, I was giving. I don't know exact pairs of underwear with her, but I was just saying. That's what I'm saying. Really, that's what she held like to her highest standard was her underwear.
Her mom does.
Everybody, yes, she does. I'm sorry, that's BS.
We asked her, and she didn't even know why we were asking.
She's like, yeah, she's got those underwear, but I don't know how many she
I
has.
asked Samaya off the cuff, yeah, how many underwear, sister? She started laughing, and she said, well, no. Like, why would I know? But you threw out a number, and you know, it's so funny, because sometimes when people are hiding something, because they're desperate, they will hide it, but their body always tattletales on them. They give off things that they didn't mean to give off. And I can see her sharing with you.
To hide.
I can see her sharing
And
with
it's
you
my
with
wife
her little bags
that
packed.
set the numbers of underwears that she has, because my wife
Someone
knows.
picked her up from school, and someone took her to where you work.
Jonathan's chilling confession to Joseph was a damning piece of evidence, but even darker revelations surfaced during the investigation. It came to light that Jonathan had inappropriately touched Iyana's sister, a discovery that sent shockwaves through the family. The sister also revealed that she knew Jonathan was doing the same to Iyana, and believed the two had been involved in a secret relationship for over a year. But why hadn't she come forward sooner? The answer lay in the deep bond between the sisters. Iyana had begged her to keep the relationship hidden, and out of love and loyalty, she complied. Unable to betray her sister's trust, she remained silent, even as the situation spiraled into a nightmare. When Iyana first went missing, her sister remained silent, unwilling to reveal the disturbing truth to detectives. But now, with the horrifying reality of Jonathan's actions exposed, she was consumed by guilt. Every shocking revelation added to the chilling mystery of Iyana's disappearance, painting an even darker picture of Jonathan's predatory nature. Detectives were relentless in their pursuit of justice, determined to gather enough evidence to imprison Jonathan, not just for impregnating Iyana, but for his chilling role in her disappearance. They knew Iyana had left school around 11 a.m., and that Jonathan had been working at the junkyard around the same time. Fortunately, the junkyard's security cameras had captured critical footage that could hold the key to unraveling the mystery. On the morning of Iyana's disappearance, Jonathan arrived at the junkyard in his van, parked, and went inside. However, the timeline took a suspicious turn when his van left the parking lot at around 11:17 a.m., not returning for over an hour, and when it did, it parked in a different spot. Throughout this time, Jonathan never clocked out of work, a detail that immediately raised suspicions among detectives. What came next was even more alarming. Shortly after returning, Jonathan was caught on camera entering the office for only a few seconds before emerging with what appeared to be red tape. He then walked toward a stack of scrap tires, accompanied by another worker. Jonathan remained at the junkyard for several more hours, finally leaving around 6 p.m. The surveillance footage painted a disturbing picture, hinting at a carefully orchestrated cover-up. With each frame, detectives felt the weight of the case growing heavier, sensing they were on the verge of uncovering the dark truth behind Iyana's disappearance. On January 8, 2019, Jonathan Quiles was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and sexual battery. Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, he defiantly maintained his innocence, insisting he had done nothing wrong. However, detectives were resolute, convinced they had enough proof to identify him as the prime suspect in Iyana's disappearance. To uncover the full, twisted truth, detectives devised a bold strategy. They enlisted the help of 2 inmates, hoping to get Jonathan to open up in conversation, making him feel comfortable enough to reveal more about the crime, just as he had done with his brother, Joseph. It didn't take long for Jonathan to start talking. During a 2-hour conversation, he unwittingly incriminated himself, revealing shocking details about Iyana's tragic fate. Speaking nonchalantly, he admitted to using a 9mm handgun to shoot her in the chest. As he recounted the horrific act, he exuded a chilling confidence, boasting that he knew how bodies decompose and that the police would never find Iyana's remains. But the shock didn't end there. Jonathan brazenly confessed not only to Iyana's murder, but also to his inappropriate relationship with her younger sister. He seemed to revel in his own depravity, taking disturbing pride in his heinous acts. With every word, he dug himself deeper, and as the chilling truth emerged, detectives felt a grim satisfaction. The walls were closing in on Jonathan, and justice for Iyana was within reach.
The man that you are about to see, Jonathan Quiles, he sits in jail waiting for trial, accused of killing his niece, 16-year-old Iyana Sawyer, who police believe was pregnant with his child. Well, tonight, more new evidence. Audio recordings of Quiles in jail talking about the death of a girl or a woman and where the body was dumped. Iyana Sawyer's name is never heard, but the discussion is detailed about someone who is pregnant.
You nervous, man?
You know, to be honest, I'm really not nervous about my situation. I'm just more upset that my wife would be going through labor and I can't be there. That's what's bothering me the most. Now I know they don't got this is nothing, you know. I know it.
Quiles explains to an inmate that all of his messages with an unknown girl or woman were sent on Snapchat because the messages are deleted. Quiles also talks about taking a woman or a girl to his job. An inmate asks how he got away with it, and Quiles explains the person's body is in a dumpster that had already been removed from the property where he works, Ace Pick-A-Part, a vehicle salvage company. During the call, Quiles talks about his thoughts and faith.
Yeah. You been praying, bro?
Huh?
You been praying?
I haven't stopped praying. I've been praying this whole time. I stand for it.
Amen.
Yeah.
You have to forgive me?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I actually forgive us.
Investigators tirelessly sifted through over 5,000 tons of trash in their desperate search for Iyana's remains. Despite their relentless efforts, they were tragically unable to find her. As the case moved closer to trial, the evidence against Jonathan Quiles continued to mount. He faced charges of murder and sexual battery, and when the courtroom doors opened, the devastating truth began to unfold. The trial was an emotional battleground. Witness after witness took the stand, each piece adding to the heart-wrenching puzzle. Iyana's mother, Kimberly, stood strong as she recounted her daughter's vibrant life and the horrific loss that shattered their family. Iyana's younger sister bravely shared her own painful experiences, while Jonathan's brother, Joseph, confronted the man he once admired, a brother who had become a monster after confessing to the unthinkable. On September 21st, 2023, the jury delivered their verdict. Jonathan Quiles was found guilty of murder and sexual battery and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. While justice was served, the scars left by his monstrous actions would never fully heal. Jonathan's crimes didn't just claim Iyana's life, they unleashed a wave of devastation that tore through her family. He betrayed Naomi, his partner, shattering their family beyond repair. His case serves as a chilling reminder that the darkest evils can sometimes lie in those we trust most, people who wear familiar faces but harbor sinister intentions. As Iyana's family tries to rebuild, they carry the haunting truth that love can sometimes conceal the deepest betrayals.